Gang, I've had some problems with my phone. I was supposed to be live probably about 10 minutes ago. And I keep getting this message on my phone about close TikTok or wait. So it may flash up periodically and I've got to press on the phone. But hey, welcome everybody. There it goes again. You know, what I'm here to do today is to share my and my life change, okay? I have had a history of PTSD, depression, anxiety, worries, alcoholism, a lot of different things in my past. And again, on a journey, to, find a way. So I began, to see doctors and, different medications that were safe for me and really kind of, got to stay on those medications. For me personally, some medications are absolutely essential in our lives. I mean, it keeps going, and I did find a way, and it's through what's called high intensity interval training. And for me, I actually go into a gym setting or a different setting and do physical exercise at a higher level than most people and keep my heart rate up. I perform at the highest level for a short period of time. But before I did that, and I would like to kind of preface all of this, I had a full medical workup by my doctor and blood tests, told him what I was ever. So I recommend that to anyone. I'm not suggesting any of this type of training to anyone, but not everyone can do it. And it's really an amazing transformational technology that has been evidence-based by some of the top universities in our country, from Johns Hopkins to Harvard Medicine to the NIH and many other research institutions. This physical exercise and this intense interval training creates mental plasticity, which helps you to adapt and overcome in difficult situations, different trauma situations, life experiences, and the like. It also creates more brain cells, new neural pathways, which is great. Keeps you from going to default mode, poor behavioral choices to cope with life, okay? Which I was doing, and I did for a long time. But all of my life, and something that's been within me my whole entire life. When I was 9 years old, as I have shared with you guys before, I began to bodybuild. I was picked my whole entire life. When I was 9 years old, as I have shared with you guys before, I began to bodybuild. I was picked on as, you must go through a full medical examination with blood work and analysis by your doctor, even necessary, because we want everyone to be safe and not to overdo it. I started with 5 or 10 minutes a day, okay? I did. I wanted to be safe. I wanted to know where my quit was. And I wanted to be safe for my heart. If you have a heart condition or problems, this is probably not for you. You need to be a healthy person in order to do this, okay? It takes time, okay? I will tell you this. When I first started, I'm telling you, after I finished working out, it took me about 10 minutes to decompress and get over that ouch, so to speak. But then about 15 minutes later, bam, I'm talking about my depression, anxiety, worries. My mental state had so much clarity for probably 3 years. It was amazing. As the calendar flipped in doing this activity, I have been doing it since last October, and I have put myself through an empirical test personally to see if this system works for me. And it does, and it continues to work for me on a daily basis. Now that armoring the mind is become a normal way of life for me because I have been doing it for a while. So now my mind stays most of the time in the right place. I still have my moments when I am faced with something that is sometimes I feel capacity to deal with, like many of us do. But for the most part, this type of training has radically changed my life, my mindset, unifies my body, my spirit. Oh, it's awesome. When I get finished, I want to help people. I feel like I can do so many more things. You know, makes me want to make up my bed in the morning, makes me want to do things that I normally wouldn't want to do. And when I got tired of being sick, you know, having depression, having anxiety, struggling with alcohol consumption to cope with all the hurts in my life, I had to do something. And I wanted off the medications, which, you know, were not medications that were life-saving. They were just helping me with my mental state. They were essential at the time. But for me, I did not want to be in bondage to my medications for me for a long period of time. And my doctor has been blown away. I've had discussions with him. Both my doctors, my psychiatrist and my medical practitioner. And my psychiatrist was just so excited, and looks like I will not be needing his services toward the end of this year, because I have dropped from probably 6 to 8 medications down to 2 because I have pursued this HIIT. Now, I never even knew what it was. I just started practicing it. I was ignited last year by a man by the name of David Goggins. I am a great fan. I think he's an awesome human being. Okay, and he went from a very difficult place in his life to a guy that can just about accomplish anything physically and mentally. And great kudos, David. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for igniting me and the lives that you impacted. You have no idea. Thank you so much. I just wanted to throw that out there and give David a shout out. You check out his videos on YouTube. He is absolutely incredible. David Goggins, one of the toughest men in the world. I can't do anything that he does. I have to do what works for me and what my doctor tells me. Hey, you can do this at your age. Your heart's good, your lung good, you know, whatever. My blood test came back, how that looks, how I need to address what I need to address. Everybody needs to do that before you start anything. Is you need a medical practitioner to give you a thumbs up for what you're considering. And I would journal what I was doing and keep that doctor updated at all time, you know, because we don't want anybody to do anything dangerous. I mean, you can play tennis, you know, you can play racquetball, you can do some other activities that are that just get that heart rate up a little bit and get that adrenal glands going. And God has given us a beautiful remedy for things that occur in the natural to make us better. It's amazing. It's just like healing us. A cut on your arm. Isn't it amazing how it heals most of the time? Might have to have stitches, but it heals. It's amazing. The body is absolutely brilliant. Now, the mind is not going to want you to go in there and it's protecting itself. It doesn't want to suffer. Without suffering, there can be no growth. I'm not talking about go kill yourself in the gym or kill yourself in your activity. Don't do that. Do what works for you if that's what you want to do. But my story, I was severely depressed, tremendous anxiety, shaking many times. I've had life all through my life. And I've had this solution all along. When I was a young guy, God gave me the skill of being a master tile setter, but I had to sharpen that skill, you know, from my side. God gave it to me. I had to sharpen it and become better. Now, and I did become better, and I'm not the greatest at it. I'm pretty good at it. And, I've had a pretty successful career in the tile business. I'm soon to get out because I'm more interested in evangelism and also in my training regimen and how I can motivate people to at least, find a new way to live your life to where you can have some peace. Peace comes from God the Father. Now, I'm telling you, hands down. God gives me the motivation. God gave me the chemical balance in my body. He just wants me to exercise it so I can become more healthy. I'm more unified with my body, my emotions, my mind, my spirit is strong. And now I'm disciplined because I've been doing this for so long. And so I did an empirical test from last October till now here in July. And my life is, many times better than it was. I'm not perfect. I still have my struggles. I still have difficulty. That's always going to be in our lives. But if it has alleviated a lot of extreme difficulty in my life through the hard work and dedication. There are days I do not want to work out, guys. I do not want to lace up and go to the gym. Sometimes I just want to put it off, sit on the couch, watch a little TV, watch a little Seinfeld or whatever. Man, little Andy Griffith. I love Andy Griffith, by the way. That's one of my, and Gomer Pyle. That's what I grew up on. But anyway, this HIIT or IIT, HIIT means high intense interval training. Now, let's not focus so much on this intense. My regimen is next level and I do not recommend it, okay? But for me, what I do is, if I'm gonna do, let's say, a set of shoulder workout one day, I will do 7 or 8 sets in 3 minutes nonstop. And then I'll take some rest, and then I'll do it again 3 to 5 more times. And then I'll move on to something else, maybe the sled, or maybe carrying around kettlebells, or, start working my arms or what have you. But for somewhere between 40 minutes to 55 minutes, I'm in this grind. And, I try to stay moving at all times. And when I'm finished, there's an instant gratification that is second to none. Wow! And then over time, you start having that experience like that more and more throughout the day, even when you're not training. So, it's been awesome for me. It has not become mainstream. People don't want to do it. I get it, as a human race, like I was lazy, and I really didn't want to go and push it that hard. Even though I've trained most of my life, I kind of put it off, and I said, this isn't going to work. Did you know my mind today tells me before I go to the gym, you're wasting your time? But when I get done, I know that was a lie from my own mind. Is that crazy or what? I'm probably a little crazy anyway. But I don't want to suggest any dangerous activities for anybody. No. My first and foremost love is the love for the Lord Jesus Christ that changed my life. Told me where I was wrong, put me in the shed. Y'all know what the shed is, right? That's where you get disciplined. It ain't fun at all, man. I've been in there a lot. I'm talking about a lot to straighten me up because I wasn't acting right. But I desire with all of my heart and soul today to be real with each and every one of you, to not lie to you, to tell you the truth about myself. As embarrassing as some of the stuff has been in my life, I've made a lot of mistakes, guys. I've made a lot of mistakes. Hey, I've drank so much sometimes, I've ended up in the pokey. I've been in a jail cell because I was too drunk out in public. That's embarrassing. But I'm telling you, that's gone now. That's no longer in my life, and it's so far away, I can't even hardly see it. I know it's there, so I'll never go back. But I struggled with alcohol bad for about 30 years, man. It was rough. And I was using that to cope with life. Man, that's the wrong thing to do. You know, I was a party goer in my 20s. You know, I chased after women. You know, I've done all that stuff, you know. I don't want to ever be that way ever again. I've learned the way I'm supposed to live now, and it's from that Word of God that told me, because that Word is a mirror to me. That's me in that Bible. I tell you right now, that's me. I'm the one that definitely deserves salvation. Jesus thought of me and said, this one right here gonna be a tough one. Man, I tell you what, man, I've made 1,000 mistakes to have 3 successes. If you fail, learn how to fail. Look, back to David Goggins, he learned how to fail. If you don't fail, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. Look, we all got jobs, we all got responsibilities. Take care of your family, love your children, set the example for your kids. Set that right example, because they're growing up in a very difficult, very challenging world right now. And I'm trying to set the example for my kids. My 2 boys and a friend came and worked out with me the other day. And when they left and got in the car, they talked amongst each other. And I found out later that they were saying, golly, we feel better than we ever have in a long time. And so I know this works. They came in, they saw what I was doing, they want to follow suit, and that fills a dad's heart with great joy and great, holy pride. Do I still have pride in my life? Absolutely, y'all. I'm a ham. I've been in front of stage, in front of thousands of people competing and on a national level back in my early years. That's all pride. Being cocky, trying to be a show-off. Nah, man, that's not what I want. I did then. I didn't know what was being prepared in me. But that's not what I work. I train for my mind. Okay, my body will come second. I still got a waistline I'm not happy with. That'll come in time. Another 6 months, I'll probably be there. Sorry for keep clicking on the screen, but I keep getting this message from TikTok. But anyway, what this HIIT does, evidence-based from the medical journals, is that it creates new neuro pathways. Okay, so you got a pathway over here that you've got right now. Let's just say you're person A, and you cope with things in a poor manner, behaviorally, whatever that may be. Okay, I'm not going to, share anything in detail about what you do, but I was making poor choices. Now I've created a new neural pathway that's healthy, and them neurons, this is how I look at it, are over there in that default mode, which I used to go to a lot, which is drinking out of that bottle or whatever else I was doing. Now those neurons are saying, hey man, we got a new place to play. We got a new neural pathway over here. It's exciting. It's fun. And they're a lot more excited. And so you're creating more brain cells. It reduces the opportunity for dementia. It doesn't necessarily prevent it. They say it reduces the opportunity for it. So I'm going to keep doing it. My mom had dementia. And my mother-in-law has had it. So I don't want that for my family to have to deal with. Okay, so I'm trying to make myself better each and every day. I have a zeal for life I've never had before, ever in my life. It's fun, it's exciting. I have a new life now, it's helped me to be more dedicated in getting in the Word of God and reading His Word and praying. And, there's things that happen, guys, still in my life that hurt, and I'm worried, and sometimes I have doubt, and I'm not 100% trust in God 100% of the time. No way. I'm not that guy, I'm just an average guy trying to do some extraordinary things that God has given me. Now, I have an edge because I've been doing it 50 plus years, but remember, if anybody listening to this video even wants to even consider trying some type of exercise regimen, you go to your doctor first and you have him do a full medical exam on you, do full blood work. Then you meet with that doctor again and say, what should I do? What can I do? What can I not do? End of story. and stay in constant communication with your doctor through the whole process. But I have proven that this works for me. For 8 months, my life has changed as a result of this type of intense training. That's why I put out all these videos, man, because I'm so fired up about what it's doing for me in my life. It's amazing what it's done. I mean, wow. I mean, I want to help other people, nicer to people. You know, of course, the Holy Spirit is what drives me. God gave all this to me. I'm just trying to honor Him with what He gave me. You know, I want God to be proud of me. You know what I'm saying? I want Him to be proud of me. You know, I really do. And I love Him with all my heart. I'm thankful that He saved me from my wretched self. But whether you're a believer or not, this stuff really works. It works for me. And, you know, a lot of the gyms can help kind of guide you and help you to, you know, approach this in a very safe and effective way. This is after your doctor's advice and thumbs up and things like that. We want to make sure there's nothing going on with you physically that would be a problem later on as you start to pursue this endeavor if you decide to do so. I'm not suggesting it at all, especially at my level. I'm not bragging, but what I did, I started with 5 or 10 minutes. I'm also up to an hour now because I just kept moving forward and forward and forward. And I meet with my doctor, you know, probably now every 2 or 3 months. And so he keeping an eye on me, you know, always keep an eye on my blood pressure, you know, and how I feel. I'm very acute to how my body responds, you know, to different things. You know, I know when it's time to quit, and I know when it's time to maybe move it to the next level. David Goggins has something called the 40% rule. Most of us fall into that 40%. At 40%, we quit. And if there are times when I want to pass that, I want to at least get to 42%. Let's say I've done, you know, 10 sets on some biceps. Why don't I do one more set on biceps? That's not going to hurt me. You know, I'm safe. I've learned how to train. I know how to train. I've been training all my life. You know, I know how to do that. You know, anybody that's considering, get somebody to teach you the proper methods of how to train, how to lift properly, lift safely. I do not lift heavy weight. I'm a lightweight guy. I do lightweight, a lot of reps. I keep it safe. I do heavy stuff out on the field with logs and the tire flips, but that's for me, and that's what works for me. I like that challenge. But hey, choose for yourself after you have consulted properly with all the medical professionals essential for an endeavor of HIIT, okay? Do your research. Hey, don't believe me. Once you get cleared and you want to try it, go in there 5 minutes one day. 5 minutes. And just do a little bit. And start very, very slow. Even if it takes 6 months for you to get to 20 minutes or whatever, that's going to be entirely up to you. You're going to have to respond to what your body is telling you. The longer you do it, the more, you know, intimate you become with your body's responses to different workouts. I am sore probably 80% of the time because I'm always doing something different, okay? I mean, you can go work out in the gym all week and then go water skiing on the weekend. You're going to be sore. Doesn't matter. It's different. It's a different exercise. But look, guys, you know, it's not the cure-all. Medications definitely are right. If your doctor's got you on medications and they're working for you, that's awesome. I just became immune to my medications, and the doctor was shocked the other day when I had leftover medication that I hadn't taken for my mind because the training was helping me. And I said, well, I don't want to take these because, you know, I just don't think it's right for me. You know, and I you know, that's just my decision, my opinion. A lot of people need to be on certain medications. It's essential. Unfortunately, we live in a world where, you know, those things are important. You know, blood pressure medicine, heart medicine. You know, I've got family members that have to be on certain medications. It's absolutely essential. You know, it's life-saving. And so, you know, our medical industry is there for a reason, and they are really the beginning point of anything that you want to start drastically changing in your life. and I put myself out here and I'll tell you anything you want to know, just like David Goggins says. I am not going to be fearful and hide behind my past, because my past does stink. Hey, like I said earlier, I've been in the pokey before. Not for a day or two, but that's someplace you don't want to be. And my drinking led me to one time I was outside a hotel. I just acted like a fool. It's liquid courage. And I got arrested. And it's embarrassing. And I had to pay dearly for it. It took me a long time to get through it. And they make you want to do all these classes and... hey, but I got to share my story so I'll shoot straight with you. I tell you the truth, I ain't going to lie to you. I'm not lying to you about what this did for me in my life. This is a life change, and I'm the empirical evidence of my change. I can't speak for anybody else. I know what David says. That dude is amazing. This dude did 8 100-mile marathons in 8 weeks. Navy SEAL, 3 BUDS trainings. You know what BUDS is? That's Hell Week. That's 130-something plus hours, almost with no rest. Okay? Delta Force selection process. He's run 130 miles with broken feet and wrapped them in duct tape. 4,200 plus pull-up world record. I'm trying to set a world record too next year for this sled pull. I don't know if I can do it or not, guys. I really don't. I'm going to try to pull 20-something miles, in 24 hours to raise money and awareness for mental health and a lot of things. I'm here to try to help and try to be a part of the solution in life. I do not concern myself with all this other stuff going on in our country. All I can do is vote. So I'm not platform and be for one candidate, not another candidate, and slam people, talk about people. Look, all you can do is change yourself, and you be the person that makes an impact in the lives of others. Be significant in your life. Make a decision and say, you know what? I want to be different. I want to be something special. I want God proud of me. I want my mom and dad proud of me. Of course, my mom and dad have passed, but my dad taught me one thing. My mother taught me another. My mother gave me a lamb's heart. My dad gave me a lion's heart. But a lion's not a violent animal as far as what I'm saying. I'm saying be courageous. Sometimes be silent. You carry yourself in a more confident manner. You stand up for what is right in life. You stand in the gap. You help people that are in trouble, that are struggling in life. You be there for people. You never leave anybody in a foxhole, ever. And foxhole can mean anything. I don't want anybody to perish without me being a part maybe of the solution if God so chooses to let me in that situation. I'm just out here, guys, sharing with you something exciting that's been going on in my life. Hey, quick thing real quick. I got woken up about 4 or 5 days ago, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said, man, I like this Apostle Paul guy in the Bible. Wrote 13 books. Pretty amazing guy. He did a lot of bad stuff. Jesus still gave him a pass and gave him grace, but he had to suffer through his life. But I said, what if we brought that dude here in 2024? What would that look like? I'd be embarrassed. I am nowhere near have that type of zeal or zealous. And in his Bible, Galatians chapter 4, he talks about being zealous for the good things is a good thing. So I'm zealous, and I have a zeal for life and a zeal for sharing good news. And I want people's lives to change radically and to become something special and unique. Be there for your kids. Support your children. Love your children. Let them know you love them. But also teach them discipline. Teach them the right way from the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to do with my kids. Love your wife. Love your family. Love people you don't even know. The only way you can do that, man, for me, I had to have the Holy Spirit tell me that, because I didn't like people for a long time. But I love people now, and I don't want people to hurt. I've seen a lot of pain and suffering in this world. And, I've gotten to a point now where, you know what? I want to try to be a part of the solution and not the problem. I love you guys. I hope this helps. I'm just a changed person. And I just kind of want to share it, and your life can change too. I would say, Christ is number one for me. If that's the decision that you desire to make, hey, make it today. There's no time like the present. Man, I'd love to live for eternity. I don't know what that's like, but I sure like to live in his house or the house he's built for me up there. That'd be pretty doggone awesome. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to die. Shoot. I only got to die one time. After that, it's done. I'm free for the rest of I'm free forever, eternity. Time will never end. There's no such thing as time there. But we're bound here, and we got to live in this world, and we got to try to make the best impact we can. God has given each and every one of you special gifts, something really special about you. You're unique. Your DNA is unique. You may not want to do the same things I do. That's good. We all need to do different kinds of things. Step out there and make a difference in somebody's life today, guys. I love y'all. Y'all take care.